Hello class, how are you people doing? So today I will be taking your physics class. From physics I will be carrying on with the new chapter, that is chapter 4, energy. Okay, now first let us understand what is work and when can we say that we have done certain work. Okay, let us take the example. I have a table in front of you. If I push a table, what will happen? This table is going to move it's going to move a bit, right? That means when I am applying a force, this particular table is moving or shifting. So I can say that I have done some work. Okay, because with the help of force that I am applying, I am able to move the table. Okay, now just imagine me pushing this whiteboard along with the wall. Will I be able to move the wall? No. In this case, I will not be able to move the wall. Then can you tell me, can you say that I have done some work? No, you cannot say that I have done some work. The force applied should be able to move the object that you are applying the force to. Only then you can say that you have done certain work. In first case, I was able to move the table that was in front of me. That's why I can say that I have done some work. But in second case, when I was applying a force, though I was applying a force towards the wall, but I was not able to move the wall. That means you cannot say that I was able to do some work. Now, in order to do some work, do you need energy or not? Yes. If you do not have energy, will you be able to apply the force? No. So energy can be defined as ability to do work. Okay, in order to do any work, you need to have energy. So energy can be termed as the ability to do work. So energy and work is directly related. If you want to do certain work, you have to have energy. If you have a low energy, you will not be able to do work properly. Okay, now so we keep on applying our force, but in certain times our force is not enough to carry out certain work. So we need the help of machine. Okay, now what is machine? Machine is a device which is going to make our work easier. Okay, by whatever the force we have applied, by increasing the intensity of the force that we are applying or changing the direction towards which we are applying a force. Okay, so machine makes our life easier. Okay, so in this chapter we will be discussing about only simple machine. So okay, so in this chapter we will be discussing about simple machines only. Now simple machines are basic mechanical device that you use in everyday life in order to make our work easier. So we will be discussing about 6 types of simple machines, and those are your lever, inclined plane, vase, wheel and axle, pulley and screw. Okay, so these are the 6 types of simple machine which we will be discussing in this chapter. Okay, you will get to know that these are the basic device that you use in your everyday life in order to make your work easier. Today we will be just discussing about lever. Okay. Okay, so first we will be discussing about the lever. Lever is a simple rod like structure which has on fixed support called fulcrum, and before going through the lever we have to know some of the terms. Okay, and those are your load, effort, load arm and your effort arm. So load, you all know, it's an object which you are trying to move. So it would be an object that you are trying to move, and effort means the force you are applying so that you can move an object. Okay, now what are your load arm and what are your effort arm? For that, let us see one simple diagram. Load, fulcrum, effort. Okay, like I told you, your lever, it has a fixed support upon which it moves, right? Now that is fixed support is referred to as your fulcrum. Okay, now the distance between the load and your fulcrum is referred to as load arm. Understood? The distance between the load and the fulcrum is referred to as your load arm, and the distance between the effort and the fulcrum is referred to as effort arm. Okay, now depending upon the position of the load, fulcrum and effort, your lever is classified into three types: class 1 lever, class 2 lever and class 3 lever. Now let us go through the different types of lever in detail. Okay, now let us go through the different types of lever on the basis of the position of your fulcrum, load and effort. Now here in this figure I have denoted load as L, your fulcrum as F and E as your effort. Okay, first let us go through class 1 lever. Now you can see that in case of class 1 lever, you have fulcrum in between and both the ends you have load and effort. Okay, the fulcrum is in between the load and the effort. So the most easier example which will also help you to understand the class 1 lever properly would be your seesaw. I hope you all have seen seesaw, right? You have one pointed thing in between which does not move. Okay, one of your friends sits at one end and you sit in another end. Whenever your friend applies an effort, you move upward, and whenever you apply an effort, your friend moves upward. So you can see that your load and effort are in two ends and your fulcrum was in between. So most easier example would be your seesaw. You can go through other examples that's given in your book. Okay, now next one, class 2 lever. Load is in between the fulcrum and the effort. You all have seen wheelbarrow, right? Wheelbarrow, in wheelbarrow, or where do you keep all the road or all the garbages that you pick from around? You keep it in between. That means you have a load in middle portion. You apply the effort from one end and you have a fulcrum in the other end. So most easier example would be your wheelbarrow. And a class 3 lever, your effort is in between the load and the fulcrum. You all have seen forceps, right? In case of forceps, you pick, if you have to pick any object, you pick it from the tip. That means your load is at one end, and where do you apply the force? You apply the force in between that particular forceps. So you are applying the effort in between. So your effort is in between the load and the fulcrum. So those were the different types of lever on the basis of the position of the load, fulcrum and effort. In our next class, we will be carrying forward with the how lever is balanced, and along with that we will be discussing about the different other types of simple machines. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you go through this video, go through the portion that's given in your book, learn the examples of class 1 and class 2 and class 3 other examples. I've just cited one example. You go through the other examples that's given in your book. Okay, and most importantly, you go through the video and then you have to refer your book. Okay, only then you will be understanding in detail. And if you have any queries, you can always text. Thank you.